Today we're going to be reviewing In the Shadow of Lightning by Brian McClellan. In the Shadow of Lightning is a doorstepper epic fantasy, meaning it's a really chunky book which is very plot forward. I personally enjoyed In the Shadow of Lightning. Now, before we get started, let's say basically what this book's concept is. It is a political fantasy novel set in an alternate world where they use glass to perform magical feats. If I was to compare the magical setting, magical system, it'll be like the Jade City books, where you put on magical jewelry and it gives you superpowers. The setting is more Napoleonic. They use flintlock guns, they use cannons. This is a book with military maneuvering. It's a very military novel as opposed to the gangster-based novels of the Jade City books. The setting itself is definitely European inspired. I'd say it's partially inspired by the early Roman Republic, where you have systems of patronages of major families with lesser families and guilds. At the same time, I'd say that the actual setting itself is more late Renaissance era to early modern era. Personally, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, but that's just my opinion. Before we go any further, let's talk about what this book's target audience is, some of its major tropes, that sort of thing. I'd say that this book's target audience is anyone 15 plus. There is no gore. This isn't grimdark. This is definitely a tried and true epic fantasy. If I was to compare it vibe-wise, it's sort of like Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time or Brandon Sanderson's works or Junko Wexler's work. It is flintlock fantasy, meaning there's use of cannons and muskets. It's military fantasy, meaning that there are armies clashing and there are military maneuvering. It has a hard magic system. There are 4 major protagonists, 2 of whom are really good female characters. It's a political fantasy novel in that there is a major conspiracy going on, and it's one of the tasks of 2 of the major characters to root out the source of the conspiracy. I enjoyed this plot line of this political thing. Finally, there is a minor Lovecraftian element later in the book. It's nothing really super major, but I thought it was really well done. So what is the book's concept? In this setting, magic is an industrial product used to conquer nations and build empires. However, the secret ingredient of magic is running out, and now the remaining powerful people are squabbling over the last remaining bits of magic. This is a really neat idea. I thought it worked well. The book begins with an assassination. There's a major guild master who's killed months, if not weeks, before she invents a device that will be used to revolutionize the magic system and prevent it from running out. Now it's up to her family and her surviving friends to figure out who killed her and get revenge. At the same time, they have to rebuild her invention and basically save their empire before it collapses due to running out of magic. I particularly enjoyed the mystery story. Well, it wasn't the most innovative mystery story. I thought it was well paced and it kept the book's momentum going in a forward direction throughout. This was a book page turner of a book for me. I enjoyed it a good deal. Now I'll talk for a minute about the characters. I thought the characters were all well done. None of them were the best characters I've ever read, but I do think that they are some of the best McClellan has ever written, and I enjoyed them. There were 4 protagonists. All 4 were good. There were no stinkers here. I enjoyed the plot. I enjoyed the setting. I enjoyed pretty much everything about this. Like I said, overall I give this 4 out of 5 stars, which is above average for me. I usually try to give books 3 stars. So if this sounds interesting to you, maybe check it out. See you later.